Hello everyone, welcome to Samiksha Academy. Today we are going to learn about Sudanese civil war, which is ongoing. It has actually led to tens of thousands being killed, millions of population being displaced, which is close to 12 million as per the reports of United Nations, as well as reportings of sexual violence conducted at mass scale, mass killings, mass burials, as well as the genocidal tendency being reported in Sudan. Now, that is why it is urgent for the international community to realize the gravity of the situation and intervene and try to overcome the issues that are faced by Sudan people. It is the innocent people, innocent civilians who are being killed on account of the civil war that is ongoing in Sudan. Now, it has been ravaging from 2022. What we are going to learn about this is as follows. Firstly, this conflict is not sudden. It has its past. It is like a repetition of the past itself. Now, if we try to understand what has happened in 2000s, say 2003 to be exact. Now we have the leader Omar al-Bashir, who was the dictator at that point of time. He belongs to Arab faction. Now, why we are describing here about the factions is because the conflict is actually ethnical. It is between two ethnic groups. On one side we have Arabs, on other sides we have non-Arabs. Of course, there are many tribes within them as well, but some groups have Arabic lineage, whereas others do not. Both belong to the Muslim religion. Both follow Sunni religion. Yet on account of the ethnical differences, we are witnessing the violence. Now, Omar al-Bashir belongs to Arabic lineage, and he was a dictator at that point of time. And what we have witnessed is Omar al-Bashir has supported the Janjaweed militia. It could be characterized as a terrorist group. Why? Because it uses violence, and that too, this is made up of Arabs, Arabic Africans actually, and this, what it has done is it has targeted the non-Arabic people in Sudan in 2000s itself. Now, it is alleged, and it was also proven, that Omar al-Bashir has supported the Janjaweed militia, which is a terrorist group. Though being a leader, having an army, he has supported this militia and has conducted mass killings of non-Arabic people, which has led to the killings of almost 2 lakh population. This is quite a substantial number of people that have been wiped out. Many of them are innocent civilians. Now, why we are tracing it to the past? We have to learn how this Janjaweed militia has again transformed itself into Rapid Support Force. It has transformed itself into Rapid Support Force. Rapid Support Forces, RSF. Has it transformed itself into Rapid Support Forces in Sudan itself, despite having an army, and turned itself into a paramilitary wing. So it was used as a paramilitary group by Omar al-Bashir, being a dictator, ruling the Sudan. Now, what has happened is, for a period of time, what we have witnessed is, in 2019, Omar al-Bashir was made to give up his throne or give up his power because of the dictatorship and because of the cruelness of his dictatorship and the sufferings of the people. The Sudanese army, which is SAF, and in collusion with Rapid Support Forces itself, have thrown out Omar al-Bashir from power. So Bashir was forced to give up his power. Now, the state was ruled by army. What this army has done is this army has put conditions upon the rapid support forces. The Sudanese army has put conditions upon the rapid support forces that it has to either integrate with the army of Sudan or should give up its power, because it has arms, ammunition, and many of the people, and they were accused of committing genocidal violences. They are notorious for the violence that they have done unto the people of Sudanese. Now, rapid support forces, instead of heeding to the demand of the Sudanese army, has started a battle, a conflict to say, with the state army, that is Sudanese army. From then on, from 2023, what we are witnessing is the battle or clash between state force, Sudanese state force, that is Sudanese army, with the rapid support forces, which is a militia, which is a terrorist group actually, though it has been transformed into the military paramilitary group in the past. It is actually a terrorist group. So what happened is, in 2023, the Sudanese civil war has started. Now we already witnessed that rapid support forces in the form of Janjaweed militia in the past has already committed genocidal violence. Now what we find is it has transformed, yet it has not given up its original role. And that is why we argue that what is happening today is nothing but the repetition of the past itself. Right? Now, having understood all this, what we have to learn is, the need to examine the international dimension of the conflict, because till now we have only focused upon what is happening at the domestic level. Now, if we try to understand the international aspect of why this conflict has global proportions, we have to learn where different states stand, where different countries stand, and how certain countries are supporting certain groups, leading to escalation of the conflict further. Now, if we try to understand how it is being played, now this is part of Sahel region. This is part of Sahel region of Africa, that we have to learn for the sake of the geography. Now, this Sahel region is notorious for the kind of crisis situations that are happening time and again in Africa itself. The civil wars, the dictatorship, the human rights crises, etc. Right? Now, recently what we have witnessed is the Darfur region has been almost occupied by rapid support forces. It has been almost occupied by rapid support forces. Now, especially it has occupied El Shafir. Now, this is the capital of the Darfur province. It was the last stronghold of SAF, that is the state army, that is the Sudanese army itself. Now, what we are witnessing in this particular region is rapid support forces are going on a killing spree. They are killing innocent people. They are going house to house and trying to target the Arabic people and also, non-Arabic people, as they are Arabs. Of course, we cannot characterize that, but that is what is happening at the ground level. It has one incident, especially, is notorious. Why? Because it has gone to the hospital, this particular force, and killed many people. It is argued that tens of thousands of people have been killed. There is no accurate number. Now, clearly, the international reports, NGOs, etc., clearly show it, that there are reports of killing. NGOs, international groups, United Nations, etc., have already argued that there is a necessity of conducting international investigation, because it has a genocidal tendency. Why it has a genocidal tendency? Because it is targeting particular ethnic group people. Now, what we have to also understand with regards to Sudanese civil war is the international aspect of it. Now, this particular region is known to have minerals like gold, critical minerals, which are especially important given the present society's reliance upon the electronic equipment, which requires certain critical minerals like rare earth metals, etc. Now, what is funding rapid support forces? Because it is the army which is supposed to get the support from the civilian government in terms of collection of taxes, etc. Thus, it has the resources, but rapid support forces is engaging in trading activity. It is trading with United Arab Emirates. It is conducting a trade with the United Arab Emirates. Right? There is a trade between rapid support forces and the United Arab Emirates, and this has been given by the Reuters investigation. How the United Arab Emirates is buying gold from rapid support forces. Also, the allegation is that United Arab Emirates is indirectly supporting rapid support forces by providing the funding, by providing arms and ammunition, etc. It is providing the funding and it is also providing arms and ammunition. Of course, United Arab Emirates denies it. Now, you could see the angle here. United Arab Emirates, as the name itself suggests, it is an Arabic state. Whereas here we are witnessing rapid support forces being the Arabic state, Arabic in ethnic origin. And Omar al-Bashir, mind you, is still playing his part by engaging with rapid support forces. In fact, it is argued that he is heading rapid support forces in its killing spree. Because we already witnessed in the 2000s itself, while being a dictator of the state, he has acted in a partisan manner, exterminating a particular population. And thus it is getting the funding, as well as due to the trade it is getting the money, and thus ultimately rapid support forces is utilizing these resources against the citizens, especially innocent civilians, and killing many people. Now this is one aspect. The other aspect is the support given by the Egypt to the state army of Sudan. So Egypt is supporting Sudan state army. Now Egypt has openly given its statement that it is supporting it because it is bordering Sudan. Egypt argued that it cannot let the country which is bordering it or the neighboring country when it is in crisis. Why? Because when neighboring country goes into a crisis situation, then it will lead to humanitarian crisis, and thus it will lead to displacement of the people, and Egypt is supposed to manage those displaced people. Of course, it intends to manage in the future if it has escalated to such a situation. But firstly, it has to ensure that the peace is restored in this region. Right? And added to it, because of the rapid support forces actions in the Darfur region, what we are witnessing is the humanitarian crisis faced by the people. Already, World Food Report has shown how it might lead to famine. Why? Because of the blocking of the routes by the rapid support forces, and thus halting the supply of essential food materials to this particular region. Now, this is what the crisis is at the moment. Now, this clearly shows that the Sudan civil war has an international dimension as well. Now, what we have to also learn regarding this crisis situation, what we have to also learn about the crisis situation that is in Sudan is that the way people were reacting towards the Palestine crisis, where the entire global population reacted vehemently against the actions of Israel, whereas the entire population do not know that it is the United Arab Emirates which is indirectly supporting rapid support forces and causing this crisis. We are not condemning UAE for its actions, because investigations have clearly shown the part played by the UAE. Thus, the way we have given support to the Palestine crisis, Palestine people, because of the ravaged buildings that we have seen, how innocent civilians killed, children killed, and how the aid was prevented to enter into Palestine by the Israeli forces have been condemned by the global population. Similarly, we have to show similar attention to the Sudan crisis. We have to save Sudan, especially the innocent civilians. Why? Because of the targeted killings, mass burials that have been reported. Now, for that, we have to enlighten people that this crisis is also existent. though it is not viral in the social media like the way it was viral with regards to the Palestine, we have to spread awareness. We have to also garner support from the international institutions like ICC to investigate into the genocidal tendencies, genocidal violence being committed by the rapid support forces. And also, we have to stop UAE from funding and make it as an interlocutor to resolve the crisis rather than escalate it further. Now, why UAE is not being blamed to such an extent where Israel was blamed? It is argued that UAE has a lot of goodwill among different countries, different nations, because of its soft power. So this is what we have to do. We have to ensure the international community reacts so that the people who are facing the crisis, who are in a humanitarian distress, are to be taken care of. And thus, we have to ensure that the people are being fed and also stop the violence being perpetrated by rapid support forces and support its overcoming of the violence and thus save Sudan from the crisis. This completes our discussion. Thank you.